Okay, so in this game I play as Viktor in the mid lane against LeBlanc. So the reason why I find Viktor really fun to play is he is incredibly strong and he scales really well into the late game, and he can make such a massive difference for your team. At the end of most games, when I check which champion dealt the most champ damage, it always seems to be me when I play Viktor, so he really has a massive influence on the game. So generally, the start of the game, the first few minutes, tend to go quite slowly because of a couple of reasons. So he starts off with an item called the Hex Core, and this is only specific to Viktor, only he can have that item. And this item scales with your level. And this item can also be upgraded 3 times. Now the first upgrade for this item costs 1150 gold. So that's quite a bit of gold for your first back, which means you want to play it quite safe until you actually get that much gold, because this is the first item that I like to upgrade. I don't like to buy other items even if I have enough gold for other items and not enough for the Hex Core. I tend to just keep my gold and buy the Hex Core when I can, because you scale really well with this item since it scales with your level. So it makes you more powerful each level and you don't even have to do anything once you've had it upgraded. So the initial version of the Hex Core, I think, gives you 1 ability power per level and 5 mana per level. And the most upgraded version of the Hex Core gives you a lot more mana and a lot more ability power per level. So this is the item that I'd like to upgrade first. And of course, if that's not enough, each of the upgrades that you make on the Hex Core allow you to upgrade one of your minor abilities, so your Q, W or E. And then the final version of the Hex Core, you're able to upgrade your ultimate. These upgraded versions of your abilities do exactly what your abilities do, but make your abilities even stronger by complementing what they do. The runes I've taken for this game are Airy, Transcendence, Gathering Storm, Mana Flow Band, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. Now I have tried, and I'm still trying to experiment with different rune sets for Viktor, but I found that because I'm a beginner with him, Airy seems to be the best keystone to use for him, just because it allows you to poke the most and deal damage that progressively builds up, and allows you to get that slow, annoying bit of damage every time you do a basic attack. So you don't need to do a succession of abilities or anything like that. All you need to do is a basic attack at the minimum, and with Viktor's E, it makes it even easier to poke your opponent. And the Airy, all it does is gives that extra bit of poke for the early game, especially when you don't have enough power. So here you would have noticed that I've done that quite a bit. Now that LeBlanc is quite low in health, I'm probably looking to go all in and hopefully get a takedown if I can. Oh, I ran out of mana. Okay, that was really weird. I don't know why she stayed, but maybe she thought I didn't have enough mana, so maybe she could get an extra poke on me. I don't know what that logic was, but at least I got the takedown and I have enough money for my first upgrade, so ideal situation at this point. Okay, so embarrassingly I missed that entire last wave of minions, so you can tell that I'm still learning Viktor. Okay, so I may just have enough for 1 upgrade and boots. Ideally, I do want boots on my first back if I can. This is not the most common situation, but a good one, because I did get that takedown. Boots is quite essential just because Viktor does not have a lot of movement, and if I do get ganked, then I'm screwed. He's just way too slow to move anywhere. So the best thing I have for a gank is a shield on my Q. And I like to upgrade my E first because then I can deal more damage. Upgrading my E not only does the initial amount of damage that you usually would, but it has a second burst of damage. So it makes clearing waves a lot easier if I'm not stingy with my mana. So I went all in there. That was quite nice. I wasn't expecting it, but I'll take it. Viktor's all-in damage is incredibly high, especially against squishy champs like LeBlanc.
An enemy has been slain.
So I can obviously see Set nearby, so I'm not going to be pushing forward. And now that I know that there is some focus on me, I'd like the wave to push out to me if I can. Just because, like I said, Viktor doesn't do very well during ganks, and I don't have any runes that help me with that, like phase rush or anything like that. So I want to stay back if I can. It's not like LeBlanc is slow pushing out at all anyway, so makes it even easier for me because I get very impatient. I know if Hecarim comes down, we've definitely got her. Okay, I know I should have left, but that was a really cool takedown. I didn't even know that you could do that much damage just by falling on me. Maybe if Hecarim was a bit smaller, I wouldn't have died. Maybe like Lulu. All well, I've got my second upgrade on my Hex Core, so I like to upgrade my Q next, just because it gives me movement speed, so it not only allows me to hit both parts of my Q a lot more easily, but I can also evade ganks a lot more easily as well, because I can shield myself with my Q and move away faster. So I've got the shield and movement speed, which makes it a lot better. So I'll definitely start to show a lot more confidence now with my Q upgraded. So now when fighting LeBlanc, I won't need as many pokes before I go all in. All I'll need are maybe 1 or 2 pokes with my E, and then if I can land a W, I'm 100% going all in, ultimate, ignite, everything if I need to, because I'll definitely get a takedown now. So I knew that I could take her there because I saw that an E of mine did about a quarter of her damage at least if both parts hit her, and she seemed way too overconfident, so it's not like she was playing safe at all. So I just took my opportunity, tried my W, and it worked.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
Oh, okay, Set's here. But I think we can win this. We've got enough people. The good thing about Viktor's W is that nobody's really paying attention to it that much when they've got their focus on another champ. So anytime that there's a team battle, W's are so easy to hit. And then LeBlanc died because she's just way too overconfident again. So at this point, I've built full hex core, so massive power spike. Not just now, but every level I'll get even stronger, and my level increases are so much more significant than anybody else's level increases. So it's huge for me, and I'm looking to build Liandry's next because that will just inflict too much damage. A lot of the time I do build Lichbane because it gives me the CDR and it also gives me a lot more on-hit damage with my basic attacks, as well as mana if I do have mana problems. But in this game I'm probably just looking to build Liandry's since it's better for team fights, and it already looks like this game is leaning towards earlier team fights than other games, just because we've already had a couple in mid lane. Looks like there's a mini one going down in bot lane, and I thought I might go and help, but both of them are under turret and Yumi's there for the healing, so I don't think Ashe should worry. And also, if I show that I'm pushing into her turret, LeBlanc will probably come back very soon.
Rampage.
LeBlanc is really pushing her luck by staying right now. Okay, I don't know what the hell that backwards E was. I think if I landed it like a normal human being, then I could have probably got a takedown there with my ignite. She's finally learned to leave when she's supposed to. If I catch her channeling, I might just go harass her, make her waste some time. Oh my god, it made her stay and I got the kill. I've seen that actually happen a couple of times to tilted players, so when you harass them and make them waste like 6 seconds that they were channeling because they thought you were going to kill them, they end up getting tilted to the point where they don't want to leave and they think, oh okay, now I may as well stay because there's another wave to clear, and that actually got her killed. So the lesson here is harass your enemies, harass your opponents whenever you can, but don't be a dick and like flame them. Just, you know, just bully them in the game. Watch this, you're about to see something really satisfying. Okay, if that failed, that would have been quite embarrassing. So Viktor's kit right now with the fully upgraded hex core is just so deadly, because as you would have seen, his W is almost certain to land when it's upgraded, because the upgraded version of W not only stuns the enemy if they've been in it for long enough, but it also slows them whilst they're walking in it. So stunning them is almost certain, and then using the ultimate on a stunned enemy is just pretty much guaranteed kill. Oh, also you would have seen right there that I just learnt, like last game I think, you can actually check if there are enemies in bushes by using your E, because your E will give you vision in that bush, so it's a really good way instead of blindly walking into it.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Sometimes I wish Yuumi could just give you mana instead of health. Wouldn't that be nice? So I know that I said I would go for Liandry's instead of Lichbane as my second item, but right now, as you can tell, my mana is just getting way too low in these team fights, and I think an extra 250 from Lichbane could really make a difference.
Shut down. Shut down. Shut down.
Huge team difference right now, so I think those 3 kills would give them a good confidence boost. Wow, okay, so one of my E's does about half of Ezreal's damage. Insanely powerful right now. So this game's going very well for us. If you can probably tell, I'm trying to do my best by kiting, so staying as far back as I can to attack. It's not as easy when you don't have a tank that just jumps in, and since we don't have a tank on our team, I have to basically be extra careful. So of course LeBlanc staying longer than she should. I don't know why she keeps doing that, and I've seen that so many times. When you know that there are 4 people attacking your turret, you standing there is not intimidating at all. Is it just me that feels really pressured when Yuumi's on me? Because I always think that she expects me to do something, and I don't do it.
been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
I'll say that actually went surprisingly well for just me and Yumi against 3 of them to actually get a kill. So you can see that I'm awkwardly stepping back and forth because I need a tank to take a lot of the damage, and I don't know how much Yumi can heal me. Viktor's a very squishy champ, especially when there's 3 of them there, so I had to be really careful. Okay, that was way too easy. I think Set is basically acting like their tank, but he's only level 9, so that doesn't really help their team at all. So he jumps in, he easily dies, then it's a 4v5, and we've already got the odds. But because we're more fed, it's just easy victory now. I know we could have waited for Hecarim to spawn before we got Baron, but let's be honest, we're just getting Baron for fun at this point. I may as well just farm and push until I can buy Leandri's, so I won't back yet. So I just dropped 2 towers uncontested. I think Lee Sin, even at this point, can 1v1 me, but if I land my W, then I've definitely won.
Double kill. An ally has been slain. Legendary. Your team has destroyed a turret.
And that's the game.